Hey guys, how's it going? Let's finally talk Moon Knight episode 3. And guys, what a great episode was that, wasn't it? I feel like every episode has gotten better and better. And I know it's only 3 episodes and we've only got 3 episodes left, but man, this show has really grown on me. And why don't we just recap really quickly what's happened so far is in episode 3, we wake up kind of in the perspective of Mark Spector's point of view. We're in Egypt, and essentially what happened is Arthur Harrow used the Scarab Beetle to kind of find the vicinity of Amit's tomb so he can bring her up, resurrect her, and then cast judgment upon the entire earth. And what happened was Mark tried to put Arthur on trial in Khonshu. That didn't necessarily work. And so now they've basically got to stop him, find the tomb before he finds it, yada yada yada, and a lot of good stuff happened. So I just want to talk about, I seem to always talk about or start the episode review off talking about the dynamic between Steven and Mark, because it's just so fascinating to me to see how Oscar Isaac pulls off this ability to play basically 2 characters in one. I think he's been doing a tremendous job, and I think compared to his last Disney project or Star Wars, I think he's having a lot more fun with this, and it gives him a lot more to do. But in this episode, we finally get this confession from Steven, or from Mark, which is kind of what I had expected all along, was that okay, he has had this dissociative identity disorder, split personality, whatever you want to call it, but it had seemed like because he was married, he had never brought it up, and essentially that was the case. He had revealed to Layla, on the boat or wherever they were, that he was like, yeah, it's always been like this, it just kind of recently gotten out of control. And I'm like, you're right, it's gotten out of control. Steven now has this entirely different life. I was like, he's got his own apartment and all this stuff going on. So it's kind of interesting, right? The one thing, and let me know if you agree with this, is that, okay, we're talking about his relationship, Mark and Layla, talking about how she knows he's the Moon Knight. She knows that he works with Khonshu and, he's an Egyptian god or the avatar of that god. And so I was like, wait a pan-frying minute here. So you can tell your wife that you are working with an ancient mystical moon god, but he draws the line at his mental illness, and it's kind of, I have to call shenanigans on that one, but hey, it's his life to live. But there was something else going on in this episode, and I don't know if you guys caught it, but we saw some cuts in between Mark's blackouts where he was still kicking butt, but we know for a fact that Mark I am officially getting them all jumbled up. Between Mark's blackouts, like let's say when he was speaking to the dudes, the people, trying to find out more information about what's going on, he blacked out and their butts were kicked. But we know darn well that Steven would never kick someone's butt, not if he had to, which leads us to believe, okay, is there another third personality going on? And I've seen some stuff going around, and maybe we'll have to, I don't know, if you don't want any spoilers, maybe skip ahead like a minute, but I'll read from CNET who they say everyone is figuring out who they think this is, and I'll read verbatim. They said, it's possible a third unseen personality did the deed. In the comics, one of Mark's most prominent personalities is cab driver Jake Lockley, whose specialty is gathering information on the streets. The rough and ready Jake would be a strong candidate for getting so horrifically stabby. So I think like most of us, we don't know a lot about Moon Knight. So anyone's guess is a good guess, but this seems likely. We've already got Moon Knight, we already got Mr. Knight, so whoever this Jake dude is, like literally a third personality. Y'all talk about too many cooks. Like, how do they balance it all out? And just like, again, it makes me wonder what's gonna happen when it's all said and done. Like, is he gonna release his agreement with Khonshu? Is he gonna be like, okay, this is done, it's over? And then now, if we've got 3 personalities again, who gets to be the main character? Is Mark gonna be like, no, it's me, I'm the main character person guy? Or are Steven and Jake Jakey boy, if this is who he says he is, are they also gonna have to battle for like being in control? It's kind of interesting. Maybe they can all just peacefully coexist. But I also wanted to make one more note, because I don't know if you guys feel this way as well, but it seems to me like this is one of the few Marvel characters where, at least now, it seems like whenever he's Moon Knight, it feels like Moon Knight isn't really the spectacle of the show. Like the hero, it feels more like Mark and Steven really just properly carry the show without like needing to have all the flashy, bits and all that stuff. Like I know I said, and don't get me wrong, in the first episode I was like, where's Moon Knight? But those two characters have like really grown on me, and like just, whenever he does become the hero, it's kind of like, it's cool, it's added value, but like, I don't know, they could go the whole freaking show, if you ask me, with just the 3 personalities, sans, superhero capes and stuff, and it would be awesome. There's one quick mystery I also want to talk about. I don't know if you guys have caught this, but they were talking about Layla. We get some more background about her. She's kind of like this Robin Hood character. It's kind of nice. But her father, we found out, I believe, is murdered, and Mark kind of knows something about that. So we do know that her father was an excavator. That's kind of probably where she gets, all of her stuff from. And so it makes me wonder, obviously, what happened to her father. I'm wondering, like, did he have something valuable on him, and it kind of essentially cost him his life? They kind of set it up to be like, oh, did Mark murder Layla's father? It could be a possibility. It also makes me wonder maybe if Arthur is maybe using a way to manipulate Mark, and using his illness against him to be like, oh, anything could have happened, but because he's got this split personality, he can kind of maybe make him think that he did it, or I don't know. It's kind of a weird theory, but that's just what I was wondering. Speaking of Arthur, so I was wondering, how much progress he was going to make in this episode, simply because, again, we've got 6 episodes and we're already in Egypt, and we have basically found the tomb, but not quite found the tomb. So it seems to me like it's not so much like the Mummy, like when they immediately were like, here's the thing that we were looking for. It seems to me like it's going to be a little bit of a race, to see who can find Ammit sooner. But I guess my thing is, if Mark and Layla find Ammit's tomb, then what are they gonna do about it? Like blow it up? I don't know. Like, how are they gonna stop Arthur, essentially? Like, it would be in their best interest to stop Arthur, right? And not, like, if they get to the tomb, what are they gonna do? That just kind of came to me. Let me know your theories. But the most interesting part about that now is because Khonshu had, they had to in order to find the tomb, they had to do this really cool thing, admittedly, where Steven was in control, and they, kind of spun the sky to line the stars, and, it was really cool. But obviously that was at the detriment of Khonshu, because that was a big no-no. Like, pretty much everyone saw the sky spinning, and, at this rate in the MCU, it should just be like, the sky is spinning. At least, I'm not being withered away and I won't see my family for 5 years. Like, the sky spinning is like small fries. But yeah, that cost Khonshu. That was a big no-no, and essentially he got imprisoned. Khonshu got sent to the Shu, and now, it's kind of up to them to stop Arthur, and then hopefully they can free Khonshu at some point down the line. But it makes me wonder, so does that mean now Mark does not have his Moon Knight powers? Which, as I said, I'm like, well, if he doesn't have Moon Knight, it's fine. But I'm sure the whole extra invincibility thing kind of helps. Who knows? But I'm also like, Mark is a mercenary. He can handle himself, it's just like playing Elden Ring. It's hard, but not impossible. Yeah, basically now it just seems like it's a race against the clock to see who can dig up the tomb. And again, I don't know where they're gonna take this next. Which, again, I will probably say in every episode, I wish this was a movie. I wish we could get in and out in like 2:15, something like that, and just kind of have it be one and done. But I'm still enjoying myself. I think this is so superbly well done, and gosh, wherever they lead next is a mystery to me. I have no clue, and thankfully the next episode is basically about to come out. Oh, and one last thing that I noticed, I think this is the first MCU reference that I noticed in like the entire series so far, was a reference to Layla meeting with the Collector, or whoever that guy was, and talking about her time in Madripoor, which we heard about, actually visited in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's kind of like the I don't know, the island of misfits, of something like that. So there might be some connection to Sharon Carter, as the power broker. She's kind of on a weird trajectory with her character, but who knows? We finally have it into the MCU. At least it was the first one that I had noticed, but where they take it in these next 3 episodes is anyone's guess. So that was my quick dirty recap. Guys, let me know what you thought about this episode. If you just thought it was great, let me know. I really think they're doing a good job, and it's really quickly easily becoming one of the top Marvel series, which I feel like I say that with every single one, but it is so supremely well done, so I have to hand it over to them and give it up and say good job. So hey, if you want to hear me talk more and break down more Marvel stuff, you gotta check out my Thor Love and Thunder teaser trailer recap reaction breakdown. That was so awesome to check out, and I had a lot of great things to say about it, so go check that out. If you enjoyed this, please give me a like, and please don't forget to subscribe for more Marvel and fandom talk, guys. So I will see you all in the next video, and we'll talk about episode 4 very soon. Bye.